Hello students, so this is the third video lecture of chapter 3 Atoms and Molecules, class 9th Science. So in the previous two video lectures we have basically discussed about the philosophies and the theories given regarding these smallest particle of the matter. Okay, like in case if we talk about Dalton's atomic theory, which we looked into the second video lecture, the 6 postulates given by him, what were the limitations to that postulates. Apart from this, we have this Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton was able to give this atomic theory, this postulates, on the basis of two things. First, the philosophies which were given by 3 philosophers, out of which 2 were Indian, 1 was Greek philosopher. Apart from this, on the basis of divisibility of matter, that was given by these 3 philosophers. Apart from this, what was the second thing? The experimental proof. The philosophies were given experimental proof by the 2 French chemists by giving laws of chemical combination. So law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion were the 2 laws which were giving experimental base, scientific base to the this philosophy given by the 3 philosophers. So combining these two, Dalton gave Dalton's atomic theory. He gave some postulate. We read about that. Now we are ultimately moving down what is an atom. Okay, so till now we have studied that the smallest particle, smallest particle which can take part in a chemical reaction, as written here, is smallest particle of an element which can take part in chemical reaction. Okay, so what thing or what words are should be highlighted in the definition is that atom is the smallest particle of an element. So element, smallest particle, and chemical reactions. So these terms should be involved in the definition of an atom. If we are defining atom, first atom is the smallest particle of what? So the pure substance called element. Okay, and this can be has the ability to take part in a chemical reaction, therefore considered as an atom. Okay, now they are very small, so how can we compare or how can we identify the size of an atom? So we compare or we can identify the size of an atom by measuring the radii of that atom. Okay, so atomic radius is measured in nanometers. Okay, have you seen the car, nano car? Nano car is very big, na? No, I am wrong. It is very small. So why? Just for defining small things, we use nano. There is a very extensive research going on a field known as nanotechnology. So if you have heard why nano, it is something related to 10 raised to minus 9. I can refer it as 10 raised to minus 9 meter. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter, or else you can refer it as 1 by 10 raised to 9 meter. क्योंकि ये डिवीजन के नीचे 9 है, जब मैं डिवीजन के ऊपर लाती तो it becomes minus 9. I hope you are getting. This is a simple math. Okay, so this was atomic radii. So generally, if you want to calculate the size of a particular atom of a particular element, if you want to calculate the size of an atom of an element, you have to measure the atomic radii, and you would be found, you would be observing, you would be able to get that mainly, the radii of the atoms are basically near about in nanometers. Okay, 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Or else you can refer in case if you are want to calculate in terms of meter, it would be difficult, but you want to you have to convert it again from nanometer to meter, meter to nanometer. This is the conversion taking place in atomic radii. Okay, in case if I talk about symbols of an atom, so atoms were given symbol. Now what is a symbol? So symbol is an abbreviation used to represent an element. If you want to represent an element, Okay, you are using an abbreviation, you are using a short, shorter version of that particular element. So this is the basically the significance of a symbol is what? The symbol of an element indicates or represents a particular element. Okay, by observing the symbol we can identify, yes, this is that element, yes, this is hydrogen element, yes, this is oxygen element. How come this symbol represents that it makes you identify whether this is an element which you are searching for or not. If we talk about next, it also represents single atom of an element. Okay, so suppose if I talk about hydrogen, so the symbol for hydrogen element is H. This H is representing what? After seeing this symbol H, you come to know that yes, H is the symbol for the element hydrogen. So by observing this symbol, first of all you get to know that which element it is. After that you are also able to identify that this H is representing one atom of that element. Okay, so the symbol always represents one atom of that particular element. If I had written H2, then it is representing two atoms of that element. Otherwise, in general terms, whenever you observe any symbol, it generally represents single atom of an element. So this is very important. Mark it as star. Moving down to next. Now Dalton. Are you able to recall Dalton? Yes, this is that Dalton only. So the Dalton gave pictorial representation for atoms. Like you can observe, I have given three pictorial represents for hydrogen. He used like this, circle and one dot. This is one of the pictorial representation. Then a circle, a complete solid filled circle is representing carbon, and empty space circle is representing oxygen. So there are around 12 pictorial representation of different elements is being provided in your textbook. You once go through that, okay, and you again come down to here. So you do not have to mug up, but you observe how interestingly Dalton gave this pictorial representation to elements. You think how come he gave the pictorial representation for hydrogen like this only? How come for carbon it is for this only? How did he thought? What were the ideas behind it? You can also search for that. Always Google Baba is there with you. So you search with that, and we moved on to next. Next came another scientist, Berzelius. So Berzelius suggested symbols of elements, as we discussed this, like this. So he said that you can use one or two letters of the name of that element, and you can make the symbol for that element. Like here hydrogen का first letter use करके they gave the symbol for hydrogen. Similarly you can use first two. For other elements there are some elements which are using only first letter of the name of the element to give the symbol, or they are using first two letters, or for this and this, first and third letter to give the symbol. Okay, first and third letter of the name of that element through which you are giving the symbol for that element only. Okay, so Berzelius used this kind of fashion to represent the symbol of an element. Okay, in case if I talk about name of the elements derived from, okay, how come we gave name to the elements? So firstly, in earlier days they were from very beginning, from the starting, how come the name of elements were given. So in earlier times they were derived from the name of the place from where they were found for the first time. जहाँ पे पहली बार उनको वो पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट मिला, वो एलिमेंट को वो जगह का नाम दे दिया जहाँ पे पहली बार वो एलिमेंट मिला. मान लो कि फॉर एग्जांपल कॉपर वाज found in or first discovered in a place known as Cyprus. So from the name of the place, the name of the element was decided copper. Symbol used to represent the copper is Cu. So you would be saying, why not CO? Because CO is already provided to cobalt. CO. So for copper, they gave the name from its Latin name cuprum. I would be reaching to this. You just only remember that copper is derived, which was found. Copper was first found in this region. Therefore, the name was given copper. That means the name of this element was derived from the name of the place where it was first found. Okay. Next, some names of the elements were taken from specific colors. Like gold. The name of the gold element was given from the English color, English named color, that is yellow. So from yellow, this name, the name for the element was given. Okay, because that element would be having some yellowish sort of color. So from colors also, the name of the elements were derived. The symbol for gold is Au. Again, this is also derived from Latin word. I am reaching to that. Now here IUPAC nowadays in a present day. Okay. I would be writing plus NT, that means present day. So nowadays IUPAC, that is international, you have to remember the full form of this abbreviation. IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so this is the IUPAC full form. So this international union nowadays approves, okay, this is the international committee which approves name of elements. Okay, there are many elements, around 118 elements, and the counting is still increasing day by day. Okay, after according to the discovery of the elements, and the names are approved by IUPAC, which is an international committee. So many symbols are the first one or two letters of the name of the element which is in English. Okay, the same sort of pattern is followed as with the Berzelius. Berzelius also said, like suppose if we take the example of hydrogen, the first letter of that element would form the symbol of that element. Similarly, here also, in that, if we are involving two letters, the first letter would be always in uppercase, that means capital में लिखा जाएगा, and the second letter of that name of that element should be written in lowercase, small में है ना, capital small. Like suppose we take an example of aluminium. तो aluminium की first element के नाम का first two letters लिया, उसमें से पहला letter they kept in uppercase in capital form, and the second letter they kept in lower case, that means small में लिखा AL. So A is capital, L is small. Here also there is another example of cobalt. So in that element also they took first two letters, from which the first was in uppercase and second was in lower case. So this is how the IUPAC follows the pattern to give the name to the different, give the symbol to the different elements. Similarly, symbols have been taken from the name of elements in Latin, Greek or German language. Okay, if we talk about iron, iron is derived from the Latin word ferrum. So iron का symbol IR ना होकर उसका जो Latin name है ferrum, उसके first two letters को consider किया. उसमें भी first letter is kept in upper case and second letter is kept in lower case. And this is how the symbol for iron is derived. Similarly is in case of sodium. The Latin name of sodium is natrium. So the first two letters of this name, this Latin name, they have given the symbol for sodium. Similarly potassium, the Latin name for potassium is kalium. So they have only used first letter for this, the name of the symbol potassium. So there is again table 3.1 given in the textbook. In my textbook, the page number is 34. According to the addition, the page number changes. So I am giving you that, a particular reference not on the basis of page number, but I would be giving you the reference according to the table which is being provided regarding the symbols of different elements. there are certain 15 to 20 symbols given for the elements. You do not have to mug up all at once. Gradually we would be proceeding further. You would be able to recall simultaneously. So whenever you are reading the textbook, whenever you are reading the symbols, you try to pause, take a pause. Okay, try to place these all symbols in your mind, like this is the symbol for copper, this is the symbol for gold. Similarly, copper is derived from the Latin. Okay, the symbol for copper is derived from the Latin name cuprum, so Cu. Similarly, in case if I talk about gold, so gold ka Latin name is aurum. So from this Au, okay, the symbol is given for gold. Okay, so this is how the symbols have been given to the different elements, from the name of the elements, first two letters, or from the place where they first were found, or from the colors, from the specific colors, or you can say from the what I forgot to say is the first this is important, that the first letter is in uppercase, the second letter is in lowercase, so that you have to also make in mind. And this is not the specific thing that they are derived from the place they were found, or the specific color, or from the name of the element, but from the name of the elements in Latin, Greek or German. We have seen few examples regarding the Latin name. Okay, you can also search for Greek and German terminologies. Okay, so atoms of most elements do not exist independently. That means if I talk about hydrogen, hydrogen does not exist as H. Oxygen usually does not exist only as O, but they are either present in the form of O2, H2O. See, oxygen is present in O2, H2O, O3, ozone. Okay, so they are present in this form. That means they are present in, they form ions or molecules. So what are molecules and ions, we would be discussing just after discussing or completing the discussion regarding atoms. We would be discussing about ions and molecules. So these ions and molecules, when they combine in a large aggregation, okay, where the aggregation of these large number of molecules and ions occurs, then it ultimately leads to the formation of matter. And this is the matter which we can see, feel, touch, everything we can do with this matter. But we cannot see atom with naked eyes. Nowadays, you would be thinking atom is so small, which we cannot see with our naked eyes. नहीं, हम directly अपने आँखों से नहीं देख सकते. So why we are studying, these particles which are so small, which we cannot even see. So ऐसे तो we should also do not read about the microorganisms, है ना? Are you able to recall in class 8? You have studied about microorganisms, which you cannot be, without using microscope we cannot see the microorganisms, but they are playing role in your living world, in your life, and in your fashion of living. Similarly, atoms are more important as in case the microorganisms. Okay, atoms also are forming the part of your life, the matter which you are using, which you are holding, feeling, touching, you are using it in different ways, is atom. Because of atom, because as cell, which you cannot see with naked eyes, but cell when combined to form an organism, you have studied cell is the building block of living organism. Similarly, atom is the building block of matter. As you have, a basic example you have studied, like small bricks, when placed together, it leads to the formation of wall. Although the brick is not as important as the wall is for you. Wall is very important for you to make house, to make different buildings from where you go, or when you different uses are there. Therefore, atom is also similarly important in this forming the basic building block of that matter. So therefore it is very important to study about this matter. And nowadays there are many modern technologies like there are many, I won't ask you to remember the name of the machines or the technologies which are involved in this, but using these technologies you can see or magnify the surface of that particular matter or element, and you can see the atoms. Okay, so now if you are with the help of technology able to see the atoms, it is very good enough, है ना? So because of this you can enhance your knowledge regarding atom, and therefore we are studying regarding atom, which is very small but very important. Okay, so now we would like to start with atomic mass. We have some of this we have gone through about the size of the atom. There is a table given for different sizes of atom, like for that of hydrogen, oxygen, watermelon, ant. Okay, so it varies, and it ranges around -9, -10, -11. It goes on. Okay, so this was regarding size. Now we would be talking about mass. So atomic mass means mass of an atom is very very small, है ना? अगर मैं atomic mass की बात करती हूँ, means what? That mass of atom is very very small. Why I am saying that mass of atom? That means atomic mass is very very small. As we have discussed that the size of atom is such small, then mass of the atom would also be very small. ठीक है, so if I talk about atomic mass, that means mass of an atom, this is very very small. So modern techniques, by using modern technique nowadays, like one of the modern technique is mass spectrometry. ठीक है, so this mass spectrometry, using this mass spectrometry, which is a modern technique, we can identify the mass of a particular atom of an element. Okay, but in case in 19th century, when such modern technique was not persisting or not have been invented, then in that scientists used some concept known as relative mass of an atom. So they considered one atom and they compared the masses of other atoms, or they decide the mass of other atoms by comparing the mass of that particular element. Okay, so in case if I talk about 19th century में what they use relative mass. Relative mass means what? कि the mass of that atom is being compared with the mass of the atom which they have chosen. Like for the example, they have chosen oxygen. They have chose oxygen. Okay, naturally occurring oxygen as the standard element. So if they chose oxygen, so they decided that 1/16. Okay, we know na कि 16 gram is the atomic mass of oxygen. So 1/16, that means 1 unit of the mass of oxygen is considered as the standard unit for comparing all other mass of elements. To identify the mass of other elements, they take the relative mass of oxygen 1/16 as one of the unit, and this one unit using this one unit they calculated the mass of different elements of the atom. Okay, atom of different elements. Why they chose oxygen is because it reacts with large number of elements to form large number of compounds, and the atomic mass unit, that means 1/16. Okay, this mass unit gave masses of many elements as whole numbers. So when you calculate the mass of other atoms using this 1 AMU, that is 1 atomic mass unit, many elements gave their mass in whole numbers. So because of these two reasons, scientists chose oxygen as the standard element to calculate the atomic mass unit. Once they identified this mass unit, this was applied for calculating the mass of different elements, calculating the mass of atoms of different elements, obviously. Okay, so what I am trying to say is there is another, if you are not getting this, in textbook they have given the example of a fruit seller. Okay, the fruit seller is not having a modern technique or the modern appliances for calculating the weight of fruits. So what he did is, he take a watermelon, because he was a fruit seller, he would be obviously having a watermelon. He cut the watermelon into 12 pieces. What the fruit seller did? The fruit seller cut the watermelon into 12 pieces. And he made one piece out of the 12 pieces. That means 1 by 12. 1 by 12 as one of the unit of fruit, and he sell that on the basis of that unit different fruits. So he, if he say that if you buy a fruit, okay, which is whose weight is equivalent to, suppose we take a watermelon, we cut into 12 pieces, 2, 4, let me know this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 होगा, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have to make another cut. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Done. So this is a watermelon. 12 parts are done of this watermelon. Out of this, if we took one part, so he decided to sell this one part of watermelon at a cost of ₹5. Okay, ₹5 means, suppose this is a hypothetical situation. So he decided to sell this one part of watermelon at a cost of ₹5. Okay, now this one part is the one fruit unit mass. That means he said that if you buy any other fruit from his lorry, which is equivalent to the weight of this one part of watermelon. Suppose if you buy one apple, and this one apple is equivalent to the one part of the watermelon in terms of weight. Suppose in terms of weight, like suppose this is 10 gram. So the apple you bought is also of 10 gram. Suppose. So he gave you the apple at a cost of ₹5. So that means he is using the concept of relative mass. Okay, he is deciding. Now suppose if you bought 5 apples. So for 5 apples, to make a balance, to create a weight equivalent to 5 apples, he placed 5 parts of watermelon. Okay, there is one balance, वो काटा, from which you decide the weight. So there were no, he was not having that weight. वो वजन डालते हैं ना, 5 gram, 10 gram. So from instead of that, he used these parts. And he had already decided that one part of watermelon would be ₹5. If you are taking 5 apples and the weight of these 5 apples is equivalent to the weight of the 5 parts of watermelon, then he would be selling you these 5 apples at the cost of, since 5 parts are there and each part is of 5, so 5 into 5, ₹25. So in ₹25, you would be getting these 5 apples. So he is deciding the relative cost of other fruits on the basis of this watermelon. So we take this watermelon, the part of this watermelon, as a standard for calculating the cost of any other fruit which you bought from his lorry. Similarly, in 19th century, scientists took one of the element as a standard. Like here is the watermelon, so here they chose oxygen as standard. अब वो ऑक्सीजन के 16 parts होंगे because it is of 16 mass. So 1 by 16. Here 12 parts. So here they divided the oxygen into 16 parts. 1 by 16th. That means one part of that 16 वाला मतलब एक ये ऑक्सीजन है, ठीक है? ऑक्सीजन को 16 पार्ट्स में उन्होंने डिवाइड किया. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Now see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So I have made such number of this, 15 parts बनाऊंगी, then only this line would be able to divide in 16 equal parts. So 16 equal parts are there. One part they have considered as the standard atomic mass unit. Here one part of watermelon was considered as the standard atomic mass unit. So they decided that one part of oxygen should be considered as the one atomic mass unit. Now why they chose oxygen we have already discussed, but nowadays instead of oxygen they are using carbon 12 as the standard for calculating the mass of other atoms. Okay, and this has been came into existence from 1961. Okay, so in this system, present system, carbon 12, are you able to recall? I have discussed you. Here you would be writing element. In the superscript you would be writing atomic mass, and in the subscript you would be writing atomic number. This you would be studying in chapter 4, structure of atom. So this carbon 12 is assigned as a mass exactly 12 atomic mass unit, and masses of all other atoms are given relative to this standard. So earlier as fruit seller was using watermelon, scientists were using oxygen. Now the standard has been changed from oxygen to carbon. There were 16 portions, here there are 12 portions of that mass of the carbon atom. So as element has 3 isotopes, carbon के पास 3 isotopes है, we have already discussed this as one of the limitation of Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton said that same element has same atomic mass, but here you see the same element is there, but there are 3 different atomic mass. Scientists took this only because this is the most abundant element with mass 12 and is moderately reactive compared to carbon 13 and 14. Okay, atomic mass unit, that is defined as a mass exactly equal to 1/12 of the mass of carbon 12 atom. So 1 AMU, 1 atomic mass is equal to 1/12 of the, this is the, if we divide the mass of carbon by 12, तो उसका जो एक part होगा, that is this 1 AMU in terms of gram. Now suppose mass of hydrogen is this. So in terms of AMU, mass of hydrogen atom would be, mass of hydrogen atom is, ये जो है ये mass of hydrogen atom है, divided by the 1/12 part of the carbon 1 AMU, ये वाला portion. So divide करोगे, you would be getting the mass of hydrogen in terms of atomic mass unit, which is nearly equivalent to 1.008 AMU. You can refer the mass of hydrogen as 1 AMU, 1 atomic mass unit. So nowadays 1 atomic mass unit is replaced by small u, which is referred as unified mass. Okay, so instead of AMU, you can also replace this with small u, which is unified mass. So this is also comparing the unified mass is used for as a unit for the mass of atom. Okay, so I hope you are getting, you do not make the things complicated. You just remember the fruit seller wala concept as he was using watermelon, one part of watermelon as the standard unit. Similarly, scientists have by default all over the world has set a system wherein they have used carbon 12 element. Okay, the carbon which is having 12 atomic mass unit. From that they have they have carbon 12 का कुछ particular mass होगा, उस mass को उन्होंने 12 parts में divide किया. जब 12 parts में divide किया, तो जो first part आया ना, उसका एक part का mass कितना होगा, that they set as 1 atomic mass unit. and this this is relatively used to calculate the mass of other elements, as in case we have seen how they calculate for hydrogen. तो हाइड्रोजन को भी 1 AMU से जब डिवाइड किया उसके ओरिजिनल मास को, तो हमें हाइड्रोजन का मास AMU के टर्म्स में मिला. So this is how you can calculate the atomic weight or the atomic mass unit. Okay, so now we proceed to the next topic, that is molecules. So molecule is considered as the smallest particle of matter. So atom is also considered as smallest part of matter. Both are considered as smallest part of matter, but molecule is considered as the smallest particle of element, or you can consider it as smallest particle of compound. But atom is the smallest particle of element only. So this is the basic difference. Okay, so you can refer both atom and molecule as smallest particle of matter. But if I, in case if I talk about smallest particle of element or compound, then it is molecule. Smallest particle of an element, then it is atom. So this is how there is a difference between atom and molecule. This molecule can exist in free state. So if you recall, atom didn't exist in most of the atoms of element do not exist in free state, do not exist independently. They were dependent on other atoms. They combine to form molecules and ions, which is a stable state. Okay, so these molecules are always found in free state. These molecules do not require to combine. Atoms require combine to form molecules, and these molecules exist in free state. They do not combine with any other until and unless required. Okay, formed by, these molecules are formed by aggregation of 2 or more atoms by attractive force. So there is a force which allows the atoms to keep attracted towards each other. If 2 atoms are joining, there should be some glue to stick them, to make the 2 atoms stick them together. So that glue is the attractive force. Okay, are you able to understand? Glue, Fevicol, to stick the 2 things you require Fevicol. So similarly, to stick or to make the different atoms remain together in an aggregated form, we require an attractive force. This attractive force is known as chemical bonds. So there are chemical bonds formed between different atoms, and this chemical bond formed between different atoms lead to the aggregation of atoms, lead to the collection of atoms, and this collection of atoms is referred as molecules. So molecule is formed by aggregation of 2 or more atoms by attractive force, and this attractive force is referred as what? This attractive force is referred as chemical bond. Now this molecules exhibits all the property of the matter. Okay, so the molecules are at the larger scales ultimately form matter. So whatever property the matter has, the same property is possessed by molecule. This is a very key point you have to remember, that whatever property the molecule has is that of matter. Like if we talk about H2O, is H2O a molecule? Yes. It involves 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. These are joined together to form a molecule. When I take 2-3 molecules of water, so at a large scale it would form a drop of water, which you can see, feel and touch. You were not able to see a molecule of water, but when I took so many molecules of water together, it lead to the formation of a drop of water. This drop of water would contain many molecules of water. So the property possessed by single molecule of water is same as that of the property possessed by that drop of water. Okay, So that water is acting as a matter and this is acting as a single molecule. So the fourth point is trying to say that only, that these molecules exhibit the same property as possessed by matter. Okay, now molecule of an element. If we talk about molecule of an element, so molecule of an element means 1, 2 or more atoms of the same. Okay, this is the important key term for this definition. Same element existing as one species in free state. So molecules always exist in free state. They are not dependent on others to so that they can combine with others and come to free state. This tendency is that of atoms. Atoms would require some more atoms to combine to form a molecule or ion. But molecule is almost all molecules exist in a free state. Okay, they do not require need to be combined with other atoms or molecules until and unless required. Okay, so these molecules, they exist in free state, and in case if I am talking about molecule of an element, then it would form by 2 or more atoms of the same element. Like in case if we take the example of before moving to that, we introduce with the term atomicity. What is atomicity? It is the total number of atoms constituting a molecule. एक molecule बनाने में कितने number of atoms are involved, that is known as atomicity. For example, if we take monoatomic molecule, this is found in free state. That means monoatomic. Mono means single. That means one atom molecule. So this you are observing in case of noble gases. Example, noble gases like helium, neon. Okay, there is one more, argon. Okay, argon. So this element is having only one atom in its molecule. In case if I talk about diatomic molecule, is containing 2 atoms. This molecule is containing 2 atoms. Like mostly it is of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, fluorine. So these are having 2 atoms. That means a single molecule is formed by 2 atoms. Okay, here the molecule is formed by single atom, monoatomic molecule, diatomic molecule. So these are the molecules of an element. You see, the molecule is made up of same type of atom of the same element. It does not involve different atoms of different elements. Similarly, there is known as polyatomic molecule which have more than 2 atoms. You can refer this as this. There are 3 oxygen atoms. You can refer this as triatomic molecule. You can refer this as triatomic molecule. Like P4, that is phosphorus. You can refer it as tetraatomic molecule. Okay, like sulfur, S8. You can refer it as octaatomic molecule. You can refer it as octaatomic molecule. Okay, so these are considered as polyatomic molecules. These are considered as mono and diatomic. So these all are the examples of molecule of an element. Okay, the atoms involved in this are of same element. In case if I talk about molecule of compound, that means 2 or more atoms are involved of different elements. Here there was same element, here it is of different elements. So molecule of compound involves different elements, atoms of different elements in definite proportion. There could be 2. Here 1 could also be there, monoatomic. But in case if we talk about molecule of compound, it directly starts with 2 because we require different elements ना. अगर एक ही लेंगे तो वो या तो हाइड्रोजन या तो हीलियम यानी एक ही एलिमेंट करेगा. We require different elements. For that we at least require 2 so that you can make a difference that yes, there are 2 different elements. So I hope you are getting. So molecule of compound means 2 or more atoms of different elements combined together in definite proportion by mass. So are you able to recall the law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion? This is indicating the same thing. Okay, to form a species that can exist freely. So these atoms of different elements, 2 or more atoms of different elements combine to form such a single species which can exist in free state. In case if I talk about diatomic molecule, that means this molecule is involving two elements, that of hydrogen and chlorine. These two atoms are of two different elements. They are combining to form another molecule which can exist freely. HCl, hydrochloric acid. This is carbon and oxygen forming carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. Similarly, if I talk about triatomic molecule, tri means three. Three different atoms are combining to form a molecule like water, in which two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Here one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. Here also sulfur dioxide. That means one atom of sulfur, two atoms of oxygen. So these, there are three atoms which are combining to form a molecule which can exist in free state. Water can exist in free state. है ना, अकेला exist कर सकता है. Similarly, there is another, that is tetraatomic molecule, that is H2O2. This is known as hydrogen peroxide, which is involving two atoms of hydrogen, two atoms of oxygen, total 4 atoms. Similarly, this is referred as ammonia. Ammonia, that means one atom of hydrogen and one atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen combined to form 4 atomic, tetraatomic molecule. So these numbers are saying the atomicity. If I talk about helium, what is the atomicity of helium? It is 1. Why 1? Because it is involving only one atom. If I say, tell me the atomicity of sulfur, so it is S8. That means involving 8 atoms to form a molecule. So the atomicity of sulfur molecule is 8. If I ask you what is the atomicity of hydrogen peroxide, so you calculate the number of atoms. 2, 2, 4. So there are 4 atoms to make hydrogen peroxide molecule. Therefore, the atomicity of hydrogen peroxide molecule is 4. So that means what does atomicity says is that it is the total number of atoms which is making a molecule. So एक molecule में कितने number of atoms है, that is referred as atomicity. And atomicity is represented by a single number. If I ask you what is the atomicity of ozone, so ozone is involving 3 atoms of oxygen. So you would be saying that the atomicity of ozone is 3. Okay, so I think now you are clear with the what is molecule, what is atomicity, what is molecule of an element, and what is molecule of a compound. So our next topic is molecular mass. As in case we discussed about atomic mass, thus the same thing is molecular mass. So in case if we talk about molecular mass, it is the same thing as that of atomic mass. Okay, if we talk about molecular mass, if you have understood atomic mass, how come we were calculating that? We were calculating or considering the relative atomic mass, and the standard atom of the element was carbon. Carbon 12 isotopes, there were 3 isotopes now of carbon 12, 13, 14. So we considered carbon 12 isotope as it is the most abundant and moderately reactive, मतलब react कर सकता है बहुत से atoms के साथ. Okay. So similarly molecular mass can also be calculated like this. If you go through the definition of molecular mass says that it is the relative mass of molecules compared with that of an atom of carbon 12 isotope. That means here also in molecular mass you are considering the relative mass of you are relatively calculating the mass of other elements compared with the mass of the carbon 12 isotope, the molecule of mass of carbon 12 isotope. Okay, the same thing. We moved on to calculation portion, how to calculate this molecular mass. Then you would be clear with this definition, you would be more thorough with this definition after observing few calculations made by this. I would be explaining you 2-3 examples, then you would be solving 2 more examples with me. Okay, so please do focus and pay attention with me. Okay, then we would be I would be making you solve the 2 examples. Then that means you would be solving with me and you identify yourself. Are you able to able to solve these and able to calculate the molecular mass of the certain substances? Okay, so before moving to this, let us take the calculation. As molecules are made up of two or more atoms. Obviously, molecules are made up of two or more atoms of either same, that is molecule of an element, or different elements are involved, that is molecule of compound. We have discussed molecule of element, molecule of compound. Okay, so same atom भी हो सकते हैं, different atoms भी हो सकते हैं, and each shows definite atomic mass. Obviously, like the oxygen which is present in carbon dioxide and the oxygen which is present in water, the mass of oxygen remains same. That is, one oxygen atom का mass जो है वो 16 ही रहेगा. ऐसा तो नहीं कि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड में अलग होगा, वाटर में अलग होगा. No, it has definite mass. Okay, it has definite mass. So definite atomic mass. Therefore, molecular mass of a molecule of a substance can be calculated by adding atomic mass of the all atoms present in one molecule of the substance. एक molecule of substance में जितने भी atoms हैं, उन सब atoms का mass को calculate करेंगे, तो we would be getting the atomic or the molecular mass of the substance. एक substance किससे बनता है? molecule से. Okay, substance क्या है? matter. matter किससे बन रहा है? molecule से. molecule किससे बनता है? atoms से, है ना? So अगर मैं बात कर रही हूँ molecule, अगर मुझे molecular mass calculate करना है, I know atomic mass. I would be calculating all the mass. ठीक है? I would be adding the mass of all the atoms present in that molecule. And by adding, I would be getting the molecular mass of that particular substance. Theoretically, अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा तो let us check the example. Like, suppose if I want to calculate a diatomic molecule, mass of a diatomic molecule hydrogen. Okay, so this is molecule of an element, diatomic molecule having two atoms. So since this is having two atoms of hydrogen, mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1U. तो दो एटम का कितना होगा? 2 into 1, that is 2U. This is the mass of diatomic molecule hydrogen. If you want to calculate the mass of diatomic hydrogen oxygen, again this molecule is comprising two atoms of oxygen. One atom of oxygen, mass of one atom of oxygen is 16U. U is unified mass, is the term, okay, for calculating the mass of atom. 16U. Since two atoms, so 2 into 16, 32U is the molecular mass of the diatomic molecule oxygen. Similarly, if I talk about water, water is a triatomic molecule, is a molecule of compound. This molecule is comprising two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. So we will be calculating the atomic mass of all the atoms present in that molecule. By adding, the summation which we would be getting is the molecular mass of water. For example, two atoms of hydrogen. So 2 into hydrogen क्या है? 1U. एक एटम का, एक हाइड्रोजन एटम का मास क्या है? 1U. Into 2. क्यों 2? क्योंकि 2 atoms है हाइड्रोजन के. We are adding with one atom of oxygen because only one atom of oxygen. Therefore, the mass for oxygen is 16U. Calculating and adding, we would be getting 18U. This 18U is nothing but the molecular mass of water. In case if I talk about, let us take another example of this. This is a substance C12, H22O11. This is the molecular formula of sugar. Okay, this sugar, ठीक है? अब इसका हमें molecular mass निकालना है. How can we calculate this? So you see how many atoms are there. So in this there are 12 atoms of carbon. We would be adding with 22 atoms of hydrogen and 11 atoms of oxygen. So we start with 12 into कार्बन के एक एटम का मास कितना है? We are given, ठीक है? मास का टेंशन मत करना. The masses of each element is given in the question itself. You have to only substitute it. So 12U. अगर एक कार्बन एटम का 12U है, तो 12 एटम्स का कितना होगा? तो 12 into 12. Are you with me? अगेन प्लस 22 एटम्स ऑफ हाइड्रोजन, एक हाइड्रोजन एटम का मास 1 U है, सो 22 का कितना होगा 22 इंटू 1 U, प्लस अगेन 11 एटम्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, एक ऑक्सीजन एटम का मास 16 U है, तो 11 का कितना होगा 11 इंटू 16, जस्ट यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट, सो 12 इंटू 12 144 U प्लस 22 U प्लस 11 into 16, what would be the answer? 176 U, I guess. And if you want, if you go on further, if you calculate this, what answer would you be getting? You let me know by calculation. Okay, so I hope till now you have got the answer. Whatever would be, whatever mass you would be getting would be the molecular mass of C12H22O11. Okay. Similarly, if we talk about next, that is aluminium sulfate, Al2SO4 whole thrice. So this is important. This is important. How come? See, you calculate with me. There is aluminium, there is sulfur, there is oxygen. इसमें you have to calculate the atoms. See, aluminium के कितने atoms है 2. So 2 atoms of aluminium. Okay, plus how many atoms of sulfur? So see, whole bracket 3 means sulfur के कितने होंगे? यहाँ पे 1 है ना? So 1, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है, that means 1 into 3. So 3 atoms of sulfur plus oxygen का कितना है? तो 4 अंदर है, बाहर ब्रैकेट में 3 है, तो 4 into 3, that means 12 atoms of oxygen. Are you with me? Did you get this? है ना कि एल्यूमिनियम के होंगे 2 एटम, सल्फर का अंदर ये ब्रैकेट के अंदर 1 है, ब्रैकेट के बाहर नंबर कितना है 3, तो जो ब्रैकेट के अंदर है उसको बाहर वाले ब्रैकेट से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, 1 into 3 एटम्स ऑफ सल्फर, ऑक्सीजन 4 into 3, 4 3 are 12 एटम्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन. नाउ एल्यूमिनियम का एक एल्यूमिनियम एटम का मास कितना है 27, तो 2 एटम्स का कितना होगा 2 into 27 प्लस 3 into सल्फर का एक का कितना है 32, तो 32 प्लस 12, एक ऑक्सीजन एटम का 16 है, तो 12 ऑक्सीजन एटम्स का 12 into 16. I guess now it would be easy for you to calculate. You would be calculating and you would be getting certain mass. This mass is the molecular mass of aluminium sulfate. Okay. There is another example of CuSO4.5H2O. Suppose कुछ ऐसा कंपाउंड दिया है, so how would you be calculating? I am not taking initiative to calculate this because this is easy, you can calculate on your own, so I won't be wasting much time in making you calculate this. You would be calculating on own by pausing the video. Okay, so I would be directly jumping to the third example, that is CuSO4.5H2O. So you identify here there is 1 atom of copper plus 1 atom of sulfur. Now see how many atoms are there of oxygen. So here you are able to see 4, but there is 1 also here. अगर कोई भी मॉलिक्यूल के आगे 5 लगाए, there is 5 molecule of oxygen, that means there would be 5 atoms of oxygen. Okay, so 4 atoms plus 5, 4 plus 5, 9 atoms of oxygen. Hydrogen 2 into 5, 5 2s are 10, that means 10 atoms of hydrogen. So I hope you are with me. See, copper directly 1 atom, sulfur directly 1 atom, oxygen, you see whole compound, there is 4 atoms here, and .5H2 means this is water of crystallization. You would be studying about this in later onwards in class 10th. So 5 molecules है water के, दैट मीन्स 5 एटम्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन आर देयर, ठीक है। तो इसको भी 5 into 1, जैसे वो ब्रैकेट वाला बताया था जिसमें हमने 1 into 3 किया था, सिमिलरली यहाँ पे भी 5 into 1, दैट मीन्स 5 into 1 5 plus 4 9 एटम्स। वाटर हाइड्रोजन कैलकुलेट करने के लिए यहाँ पे 2 है और इसके पूरे के बाहर 5 है, 5 मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ वाटर। तो उसमें अगर एक मॉलिक्यूल में 2 है तो 5 मॉलिक्यूल में कितना, सो सिंपली यू मल्टीप्लाई दिस विद 5, 2 into 5 10 एटम्स ऑफ हाइड्रोजन। तो हमें पता है कि एक एटम कॉपर का उसका मास हमें दिया है कितना 63.5 प्लस सल्फर का कितना दिया है 32 प्लस ऑक्सीजन का एक का होता है 16, हमें इंटू 9 करना है क्योंकि 9 एटम्स है, प्लस हाइड्रोजन का एक का होता है 1U, हमें कितने हाइड्रोजन एटम दिए 10 यानी इंटू 10। तो यू वुड बी कैलकुलेटिंग दिस एंड यू वुड बी गेटिंग सर्टेन वैल्यू व्हिच वुड बी द मॉलिक्यूलर मास ऑफ CuSO4.5H2O, ठीक है। दिस वुड बी द मॉलिक्यूलर मास ऑफ दिस। So this is how you have to follow the way and you have to calculate the molecular masses of different substances. Okay, so still you are not getting enough confidence, so to boost up your confidence we would be solving another set of question and then I would be ending the session today. So this is the easy question and you can solve on your own. Again there are D and E, we solve 3, we solve 2 more, 5 substances. So here there is one molecule which is known as potassium dichromate. No need to worry, we would be studying how to spell these formulas, how to give formula, all this we would be studying. Suppose this is given, so there are 2 atoms of potassium, 2 atoms of potassium plus 2 atoms of chromium, 2 atoms of chromium plus 7 atoms of oxygen. Simple. Now you substitute the value of masses given in question itself. Like for potassium the mass is 39U, 1 atom का 39U, तो 2 atom का 2 into 39, 1 atom of chromium is 52U, so 2 atom का into 2 कर दोगे। ऑक्सीजन के एक एटम का 16 होता है तो 2 एटम का 7, 16U मास। कैलकुलेट करोगे you would be getting certain value in terms of unified mass. This would be the molecular formula of K2Cr2O7, that is potassium dichromate. Okay, again if you talk about potassium permanganate, that is KMnO4, okay, for calculating the molecular mass of this molecule, ठीक है। Again there is 1 atom of potassium, okay, plus 1 atom of manganese, Mn, 1 atom of Mn, and how many atoms, 4 atoms of oxygen, 4 atoms of oxygen. So you add 1 atom of potassium, एक atom of potassium का मास कितना है 39U, यहाँ पे एक ही atom है, okay, we add another 1 atom of manganese, 1 atom of manganese का यानी mass of 1 atom is 55, yes, since 1 atom only then 55, 4 atoms of oxygen, एक ऑक्सीजन एटम का मास कितना है 16, तो 4 का कितना होगा 16 into 4. So till now you would be able to recall the mass of oxygen. इतने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए, so automatically you are able to recall the mass of oxygen is 16, the mass of sulfur is 32. ऐसे you recall this. पोटेशियम 2 बार किया तो याद हो गया, पोटेशियम का है 39U. So this is how you have to remember by solving more and more question, by practicing more and more question. So after solving this, whatever you get the mass in terms of U, that would be the molecular mass of potassium permanganate, that is KMnO4. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the molecular mass. So we end our session here today. Okay, in the next class we would be starting with ions, because we have studied that atoms are not existing independently. They combine to form what? either molecules or ions which exist in free state. So we have studied about molecules, molecules of element and molecules of compound, also studied how to calculate molecular mass. Now in the next class we would be starting with what is an ion.